Welcome back, everybody. Look at this stupid thing I bought. Yeah? Yeah? Got a little tow hitch on it. Look at them Craggers. Boy! Bought from a friend at work. Runs and drives, just needs battery. I'm gonna play with this a little bit today. Might do some maintenance on it. Probably check the rear differential fluid and change the oil. Do some general checkouts and stuff. But I haven't driven it yet because that battery is stone cold dead. That's the one out of a big truck. So we're gonna play with it first. Get the oil nice and hot, then dump it all over my arm so it burns me. And we'll go from there. Let's swap that battery in real quick. This thing was, she was mudded a little bit. There's a lot of dirt and shit on through here, so I do some general cleanup. But that's going to be great for going to the junkyard and scooting around the yard, bringing stuff to and fro. Put a flatbed or something back here to carry a battery or some tools or a little mobile workbench. Hell, I'll even mount a vise on it. So, alright, let me throw a battery in this thing. We'll see if she goes. It should. It should. But, $500, you can't go wrong on a golf cart. These friggin' things are expensive. At least up here in the Northeast. Holy crap. Cheapest one I found was $1,000 and it needed batteries and some other work to it, and it didn't even have the Craggers on it. What the giant eBay light bar? What this fucking Dorcas thing? Truck's gone wild. Buddy had this up at his camp. That's why she's awfully muddy. Can bring it all around. But he bought a side-by-side because he makes more money than I do. So, here we are. Fucking sassy. I was even got this stupid thing. Look at this. This is coming off. I'm gonna put it on something else though. I hate it. Alright. Alright. That's like that. So on. And got the wheel in case this fucker takes off on me. Little choke, little gas. Uh-oh. Oh, getting faster. Let's give her a second. Maybe too much choke. Maybe she didn't want choke at all. Well, that's on right away. Very good. Well, all right. Let's I got fuel. I smell a little bit of gas down here, but that is a lot of crap. What is that? That's a fuel pump. Like a fuel cutoff switch on these rigs. That's where it mounts. I smell gas, so I can't imagine. Got a vacuum kind of pump there. Alright, let's She was out of gas. But maybe it just takes a second. Oh. Oh. So, when I got it, he had this here, which is probably not great. It just hung out right there. That's probably not good. Right? Weak fuel pump? Dirty carb? Go for a ride. She's ripping, kinda. I'm not gonna go that far, because she might have to warm up a little bit. That was me. I lit off. Get on this. I wasn't fully on the damn captain's chair. All right. Let's reverse work. I hope it doesn't have a beeper. Nope. Back forward. All right, let's go get stuck down in the back. Might just have to run for a bit. I don't think it's run for a year or so. It's fairly rapid. She's gonna need some help, tune up or something. So I can hear the engine kind of kicking in, kicking out here and there. Very surgy. It's just gotta warm up. Our grandmother's gonna love this stupid thing. Alright. Let me show her real quick. Alright, so it runs. It's not particularly happy. A couple misses here and there, stuff like that. I'm gonna pull the plug out, kind of check that out. See what that looks like. Got a lot of corrosion. That was my main issue. I stopped in the front yard, went to go get going again, and just click, click. So clean terminals up. I'm sure that corrosion on the solenoid not helping things either. So yeah, we're gonna check that out. I'm gonna check the rear differential fluid, which I think you can get to this little butt flap. Just give her. Oh yeah, it wasn't even connected. Yeah, I should be able to get down in there somewhere. And, look under her skirt. I don't know where the hell. Oh, I just saw it. Never mind. Just oil in this rig. I ain't even done that. I don't know. What's that mean? Whew, she old. Oh yeah. I don't know. Hey. She old. She old and dirty. So we're gonna swap that out too. We got some Valvoline VR1 from oil change on the Goliath. So go ahead and do that. It's no oil pump or filter or anything on this. I think it's an oil bath, or it's got a little kind of little dick that sticks off the bottom of the crank arm. Just kind of splashes. So let's go through, do a thorough cleaning, put some fresh gas and maybe some cleaner. I got a bunch of chemicals, so we'll put something in there. Well, ATF won't hurt it. And yeah, see how she comes alive. Like I said, it works well enough. Now, one other thing I wanted to check is I don't know, near as I can tell, this is a G8 Yamaha. Yeah, see, it's not. Manual said there should be Something in the glove box. I don't see anything. Nothing on the bottom of the seat. I don't see anything in here. I'm just trying to find a year and stuff. Near as I can figure, this is like a 2000, early 2000s. I think 99 to 2006 or something like that. G8. So there's a couple other locations, like down under here. There should be a plaque. Gives you a model number. Oh, well, that's not good. Yeah, I don't know. I'll nose around. Let's get her up in the air, though. I'll put my ramps under it. Then we'll go from there. Nice. Should be able to get under her now. It's probably safe. It only weighs a little over 600 pounds. I could bench that. Alright. Let's, I guess crawl under and see what's what. There's going to be a lot of mud down there. Alright. Stay tuned. And don't worry, still working on the Goliath. Got some finishing touches on the roof and stuff, and clearly she's very dirty. But I'll be working on the gas tank, getting that cleaned up with some vinegar, which is missing. Was up there. Alright. That's fine, I'm sure. Yeah, she's got some, I'm gonna take a little break. I got parts waiting to get shipped and stuff for the 54. Like, I need a set of headers. There's no way I can make that manifold work, and I really don't want to recreate or reinvent the steering column. I've done what I needed to it, and we're just gonna get some headers, and I'm gonna bash that tube in a little bit on that cylinder number 8 there. So I'm taking a break on this. The one thing I've noticed, you watch too many YouTubers and you see them do this kind of shit in a week to bust a video out. Well, it's probably because they already got their own junkyard available and indispensable parts budget where they can just buy stuff, overnight it, all that stuff. Sets unrealistic goals for folks like you and I. So it's going to take longer because I'm doing it, how most people would do it that don't make $130,000 a year, a little bit of a time, a little bit at a time. Still, the goal is to do a burnout before the snow hits. I got probably another 2 months, 3 months. Should be fine. I'll do burnouts in the snow too. Like I said, I'm going to drive this winter. I don't care, Just going to get some snow tires on her, the bed back on it, which is right there. Don't worry, I got new fenders and all that stuff. This truck has a lot of new sheet metal. I know it looks like shit right now, and I have to keep telling myself that because, it looks like shit. But, I got new cab corners for that. Got brand new ones sitting on the shelf in there. Brand new grill and valance and headlight bezel, cluster, whatever you want to call it. All that stuff's brand new. I do need some new front fenders, but I think I'm just going to patch up the ones that I have because they're fine, other than a little bit of rot in the sill tray. So we can fix that again. This is going back to kind of rat rod status. When the wife had it, it was going to be a complete restoration. But then started noticing stuff like that, which is another one right on the other side, which makes me wonder if this was a long bed that someone shortened, maybe, or they broke the frame at some point. Like I said, this thing used to haul race cars when they bought it, and haul race cars around here locally in Maine. Spent its whole life in Maine. So yeah, they hauled race cars, and when they got done hauling race cars, they put a truck camper in it, and they would take the family camping down camp roads and shit like that. So there's a possibility that was just a broken frame from having a heavy truck camper in the back of this thing at a half ton and beating her down back roads with bias plies. Stuff like that. I still I'm gonna brace that. I am gonna box that section in. That's the other hard part, is I need to get some 1/4-inch steel, cut it, and then put some bracing in there. I don't think I need any more cross members. I may add one. I don't really know. This will be kind of my first foray into a, like an 80% custom truck like this one's gonna turn out being. But I don't know. Let me know. Should I add some cross members? I kind of want to put one in the front, just to help the weight of the engine and stuff, And have to be, you know, angled down and across and then back up again to the frame. I could do that. I got plenty of square tubing and a couple welders. I think I should do that. But, alright. Back to the important task. The old golf cart. Couldn't find my old man sissy pad. Oh, I bet it's in here. And that's probably looking right at it. Yep, there it is. Yep, it's pretty web. Alright. I got a bad back, so laying on dirt doesn't help. Alright. Woof. Woof. God damn, they beat her over some fucking rocks, huh? She's been rallied. Holy crap. I think when I take the oil out of this thing, I might hook the front of this up to the engine hoist, lift her up in the air, and go ahead and pressure wash the shit out of this thing. And then, I don't know, let it dry, put some paint on it. You know, I don't like throwing shit away, so if I can save this thing for 20 years, make it run for 20 years, just torture it for 20 years, I will. I don't want to buy another one. Like I said, this is already the cheapest one I'd seen in years. $500. Running. She's not particularly happy about it, but it is running. Again, I think that's really shitty old fuel and stuff. So let's dump that oil. Apparently it's, oh man. Apparently it's somewhere over there. I should have lifted this thing up a little higher, but we'll find it. I think you gotta like poke it through, and I'm just glad it has a skid plate. You know? Oh, she got fucking torsion bars? Hell yeah. Race car stuff. Ain't right? I don't know. It's some snowmobile stuff. Alright. Well, I looked at the manual for about 7 seconds online, and I feel like I remember it being... Is that it? How's that not rallied off? Ugh. Man, she's filthy under here. They swamped her. Sorry for the bad camera angles. I don't know what else to do. But that is... what is that? Yeah, that's her. Alright. What size is that? You guys want to tell me? Are these metric? Anyone know? Speak up. What do you think? 5/8? Yeah, 5/8? Alright. Yeah, if you're wrong, you're fired. Oh, I'll be back. Alright, we're back. Can I get this thing zoomed out anymore? No, that's it. That's all you got. Ew. What the fuck is that? I don't know. Gross. Alright. Let's see what was right. I don't think it's a 5/8. Oh, I grabbed a few more flavors. Yeah, not quite. 3/4. Son of a bitch. Is it metric? This is a Yamaha. Yeah, alright. What's the European flavor for 5/8? 19? 17? Full of that shit. Hey, like and subscribe so I can buy a fucking car lift. Sorry for all the swearing too. I don't know. What's this? That's a 17. It feels a bit large compared to 5/8. So I'm going to take it and a 16. That's a 15. Suppose I could stretch it. That's a 14. We're going the wrong way. I have more than this. Also, don't feel bad for me. I'm just too... I leave sockets everywhere. There's like 4 kits of sockets in here. and I end up leaving them wherever they lie. I do pick them up every once in a while. I go, wow, I got too many sockets. What's that? It's a 17. I may not have a 16. Alright, that's 20. This might also be why it takes me so long to... It's an 11/16. We might bring her along. And that's too large, isn't it? I don't know. Still looking for a 16. I don't know if you spot one. Yeah, 16. Alright, let's go try that. So I can be wrong a second time. This is also why it takes so damn long for me to build something. It's bad enough I'm by myself doing all this crap. Nope, she ain't having it. What is this one? 17? 17, alright, confirmed. Apparently, Yamahas are metric. Probably should have known that. I'm an idiot. Oh. Sometimes you gotta tighten before you loosen, you know? I don't know if this thing's ever had an oil change. Guy I bought it from, super nice guy. I doubt he'll ever watch this, but hi Mike. He's an IT guy. So, he's smart. He's smart. He's helps me out occasionally in the, I work in maintenance. He helps me out quite a bit. He is smart, but look at the oil. I don't know if that's been changed, or maybe these motors are just kind of dirty anyways because there's no filtration. That could be. This isn't shit on him. I mean, this oil's probably just fine. It is slick. It tastes fine. I had a shot of it earlier. I got the poops now, but that's fine. Is that all of it? There's gotta be more than that. It only holds a quart unless she was low. I don't know. I think it's sitting at a good angle for this too. Maybe not. Let me lift the front up a little bit more and we'll see if I can get a little more trickle out of there because I think the front's a bit low. And yeah, let me go give her a crank or two. Or 5. Get her. It's not. Yeah, it's pitched a bit. So yeah, that should be all right. While we're here, maybe we'll put some fresh gas. Well, I let that trickle out. Sorry about the handheld camera thing too. I've given up on that stupid tripod. That thing's ridiculous. Ridiculous. So we're gonna see how much of this stuff I can do by hand. Just gonna run her. Hey. And I should find something that I want to put in there, some libation. I think ATF will be our best bet, but I don't think. Yeah, I don't have anything there. Got some wasp killer put in there. Yeah, I don't have a lot in here. I don't buy a lot of that stuff, so like I said, that truck gets shot at ATF every now and then, and 265,000 miles, she doesn't drop a pitch of oil. Nothing. What a beauty. The old big block. Doesn't make fuck all for power. Plenty of torque though. There we go. That's the good stuff. We're just gonna put a schmeckle in here. Not a whole lot. Just a smidge. Perfect. Let me know if that's gonna do anything or not. That might have been too little. I don't know. I put about a cup in there, but that's 34 gallons when I fill it. Occasionally I do get the Lucas fuel stabilizer stuff. I feel like that does more than you'd think. Alright. It's yeah, one of those GoPros all the pros use. Yeah, that's why they call them that. There we go. One-handed. That's fine. Oh, we even got a fuel gauge. Hell's bells. Wonder what Rod Stewart's doing today. That's probably enough. Oh, goodness, we had a fuel leak. Fuck. I'm gonna lose the shop. Alright. Hey, sorry for all the swearing. I don't catch myself doing it all the time. Also, best $13, $14 you can spend, get a kit of these stupid things. So when they get those sissy nozzles for the homeowners and do-it-yourselfers, rip that shit off and put one of these on there. It's one of the 7 good things to come out of China. Just basic nozzle. You can't mess that up. Alright, so got some fuel in there. Gonna pull that off. Ooh. It's smoky. Why? Pretend like I didn't see that. Get a rag to wipe this off. Oh, I see one. Boy, do I see one here. It's even dry. I'm not that fat. What the hell, Shadow? I got a gut, but Jesus, ridiculous. Oh, oh, oh. Alright, what's our dipping stick say? Min, max, triple X. Pouring in the middle. Alright, I'm gonna slot that in there. I'm actually gonna put this back on because I think we're gonna pressure wash the ass. I gotta take that battery out too. Actually, I gotta put this nozzle or drain valve back in. She stopped. Oh boy, roll it in the dirt. Where is it? Find the hole. Stab. Oh my goodness, no. I get dirt on this fucking thing. Wipe it on the jeans. Try it again. There we go. I'm not going to speed any of this up, so you guys have to watch it. Watch me turn this bolt in. And you'll like it. Or you won't. You'll click off the video. That's fine, too. This just keeps me sane. Click! There we go. Torque this back. Put the plug back on the thing. Actually, on. I'll do it in there. Alright. Yeah, let's give it the old Shanghai lift and go from there. Your hands are coated in oil and you can't grab any tools. Alright, meet up with you in a second. You guys don't want to see me struggle. Alright. There's that bloated shadow again. Oh well. See how that front bumper holds. I need one of those air pumps like Dalton has. This frickin' thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love this thing. She's been used. I've used it a bunch. It came from my uncle. He gave it to me. I think he bought it for one project and then it just sat outside for 10 plus years. I put a new $80 cylinder on it and I've done a lot of work with this thing. I even use it as a paint rack, as you can tell. They're good for a lot more than just pulling engines. Oh, gotta switch hands. Uh-oh. What happened? The hell was holding that on? Alright, well. Guess we're gonna be welding that thing back on. So oh, that's just gonna rock it right up through, isn't it? Uh-oh.
Hope you're not laying down on the rest.
No.
Huh?
No, I'm not. Nope. Alright, boys. I didn't film the cleaning process because just a chubby guy with a pressure washer. No one wants to see that. I might add a little bit of paint here and there. I don't know. Oil. But that's the underside of the old golf cart. There's no grease points or anything. So, let's do a little cheap paint. Oh yeah, bud. It's rebuilt. All new. This is nice. This is how you do it. You also want to use the cheapest paint imaginable. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's gonna last 5 minutes. But there'll be some sort of barrier, I guess. Grandmother's using my old pressure washer. I'm giving her hell. Oh, I wish I could get more, but I guess I can. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, it's soaked. Ah. This is the right way to do this. Alright, well I'm going to keep huffing this paint, and I'll let you know when I'm done, eh? Alright, got a new bumper on, hit it with some paint, looks better. And got a new bolt in the bumper, that one was sheared straight off, so she get a bumper again. I'll set her down. God damn it. Figure it out. Alright, hold on. There we go. She was a two-hander. Uh-oh. Alright, let's, I want to rip that light off and stuff, you know. Put her in neutral-ish. There we go. That's more better. Yeah. Alright. Try with that. This might live here. There we go. There we are. Alright. I'm gonna put some oil in it. I'm gonna take care of some shit. I gotta. Why are you leaking? Yeah. That's to be expected. Harbor Freight. Alright. I'll be back. Alright. I'm gonna put some oil in her. A golf cart takes about a quart, which is right down there. It's awfully chunky in there, but it'll be fine. A quart. I'm gonna go a smidge over because I'm gonna lose a little bit up in the little liney boys there. Put some BR1 in her. You know she got a hog ass flat tappet can. Alright. Get that off. And put that in there. Oh shit. I probably could have put the cap on and put the camera at what's happening. Let it all drain down in there. 1 quart doesn't seem like a whole lot, but I'm gonna assume that's fine. Alright. Well, see if that works. Oh, here's that cap I didn't put on earlier. That was back in my diesel days doing fluid swaps on a fucking 73 Power Stroke that took damn near 5 gallons. Alright. Let's put that on. Let's I want to pull that plug because she's kind of boogery. That's the big flavor. There we go. Oh. Oh man, where did I put it? Wasn't that one? Is this one the good old girls? Oh, look at that. The old Continental American. Japan. That's fine. It's a fine wrench ratchet. This thing's great. You never know what you find at yard sales. They really are a treasure trove of good old boy tools. You know, or you can pay way too much money on a Snap-on rape wagon. I'd rather not. Alright, got that. Got that. did go pick up another battery. I didn't really want to keep using the one from my truck because she's already about 10 years old. So, found a guy at the road. Woof! Is that normal gap? Fucking sea hair? You know what? We're going to clean her up on a wire brush and put her back in there. It can't hurt. I might look up what that gap's supposed to be because that's, what is that, 15 thousandths? I don't know. I'm not a machinist. I know who does know. Don't ask me why this is in here. Why she don't even go in there. Holy crap. Alright, hold on. This one? What's that? That's 0.35. I know this is like supposed to be around 25. Thank you. Alright, what do we got here? $25. That ain't her either. Let me look up see what that's supposed to be, because that seems pretty damn small. I'll be right back. Yeah, 28 to 32. So, let me find that on here. 32. Let's go 30. That's right in the middle, eh? Let me grab this rig. Oh, that scared me. Let me do this off camera. Way too much. Yep, it's alright though. Close her down. That's 30. I had 28 to 32, so we're gonna see what that does. Oh crap, I forgot to clean it up. Alright, one moment, please. Alright, all better. See what that does. Even get her a snort of the good stuff. O'Reilly's brake clean. Forgot my socket over there. Damn it. Now, let me put that back on. I did clean it under the hood a little bit. Still a lot of dirt chunks and stuff, but it'll be alright probably. Then we'll go for a rip once I put that other battery in there and hopefully it has a charge. Yeah, I don't know if I finished that story. He owns a auto shop. I've used him once before, do brakes on my 1-ton. Because I didn't really want to deal with the big drums on the back, and it was pretty damn close to winter. It was cold, and I don't know, I just didn't feel like doing it. And it's good to throw a few bucks those guys' way. He did brakes, and then I think axle seals on it. It was 800 bucks. I thought it was a lot, but I was pretty poor back then. I'm still poor now, but I was also poor back then. You let me down, Continental. Ting. There we go. Click. Where's the dinghy hopper? Oh, okay. Whew. Scared the shit out of me. It's supposed to get wedged under there somehow. Alright, good enough. Alright, let's throw a battery in her, put seat on it. I gotta move this stupid cart. Actually, no, I'm just gonna back up out of it. That thing hurts my back to drag it around in the dirt. Remember, like and subscribe. Maybe I can get some tar in here. Or a concrete pad. I don't know. I'm doing fine. Alright, I didn't check the rear end oil. I probably ought to. Huh? It's the right thing to do. And let's put a battery in first. I'll meet up with you because I need 2 hands. This one doesn't have the go handle. Something wrong. Alright, I need a bungee cord for that battery. That battery, so he does automotive stuff, of course. And people come in, they're like, hey, my battery's bad, or this or that. Like that battery there came out of a 2021 Subaru. So car's a little, the golf cart's a little questionable now. But anyhow, yeah, we're gonna need a. Which one do I like the least? I guess this white one. I need to get some more. Ah, fuck! I should have taken the green one. All right. Donate to the bungee cord fund. Or don't. That's fine. I can buy bungee cords. Not that expensive. I just won't eat tomorrow. It's fine, guys. It's fine. Alright. Heck yeah. Alright. Alright. Doing something now. Oh well, that'll probably hold something. Yeah, perfect. Alright. Here's this. Here's our positive. I'll hook that up. The negative's over here. I'll hook that up. I should probably tighten it. Yep. Did you guys see what size that was? 1/2 inch? I don't like combo wrenches. I don't know about y'all. I'm going to put the camera down again because this is going to be a nightmare. That thing will not move. Yeah, I don't know. I'll put another end on it. Oh, it's so loose. Alright, hold on. Maybe I'll just get back with you once that's dealt with. How am I going to deal with it, you ask? With these. Damn it. Crunch! Custom fit. Alright, let's put the seat on. And, well, I'll check the oil. Just in case it, and I'll just pour out onto the ground. Get these out of the way. Maybe I'll set them up later and do sweet jumps off them. My sissy pad, put that in the sun. God damn it. I don't play sports. Alright, oil check. Yeah, see, that's not a lot. I'll put more in it later. I get my finger out of there. Alright. I will, we'll check the fluid on this in a little bit. I want to run it around, though. I need a little bit of... You know what? I'll put that on later, too. Alright, see... I don't even know if that battery's got charged to it. I didn't even hook a meter up to it, nothing. Yeah, shit's hard one-handed. There we go. There we go. Alright. Oh, where's the floor crunchy? Reverse. On. Uh-oh. The battery's dead. I should have known. Alright, I'm gonna get the charger. I'll put you guys down for now. And give her about half an hour to get 12 volts in her. Alright, I'll be back. I'll probably bring back because I want to show you that sassy ass charger I got. Of course, it's old and crusty. It's me. Nugget, how are you now? You don't need a new battery charger. Not when you got the sassy Associated Model R60 with alternator protection. Look at that. Oh, let's see if we got the original tag on it. This thing's fantastic. I don't care about your new battery charger. This company's still around too. They're still making industrial or commercial, professional battery chargers. Probably all made in China still. I think this one was made in Ohio, which is the China of America. But I'm going to restore this someday too. I've already fixed it. It was dead for about 20 years, well, 15 years. I remember using this when I was a kid to jumpstart my grandmother's tractors and stuff. And yeah, what a treat that was. Oh, of course, that's the bad one. I need to put a longer cord on this thing too. But I put new leads and stuff. It's loud, but it does the trick. I'm too lazy to go get the power cord, so I'm going to do more work by dragging this out of the way. Put it in my strong hand. This is a real struggle. This dirt shit. Okay. Nothing can be easy. Put her in whatever I think neutral is. And let's cut her this way. Push her. And it's getting further away. Alright, I'll have to back up. Hey, while it's charging, I'll try to find exactly what year this stupid thing is. And maybe go find what I'm going to do for a bench back here, like a little workbench thing. I'm not going to overload it, it's a golf cart. It's not going to take a lot, but I'd like it to be somewhat utilitarian. And to be honest, my grandmother's probably going to use this a heck of a lot more than me. So she does a lot of gardening and stuff. Come on. I don't want to send whatever that charger's feeding out through to the golf cart. Click it on there. Click there. This thing. Drop this so if it catches on fire, I don't notice right away. So 12 volts. High and low. 6 volts high and low. That's why I love this thing, because I got a lot of 6 volt junk. That used to be 6 volt. And I don't know if this works anymore, but I crank her somewhere. It'll do the thing. That's how you know it's working. And you can see how loud it is. But my grandmother got that mid-70s from her brother, who worked on vehicles and stuff, had a shop and did hot rods and stuff. He was moving out to California. She got that to use around this property that she bought in the early 70s. And keep all her tractors running, and all the dead batteries and stuff, because batteries are expensive back now. So, and now it stopped working for years. I inherited it. She's still alive, don't you worry, but she'll love us all. But she wasn't using it really. She bought a newer one, and it's lighter and easier and less cumbersome. But I had fond memories of wheeling that thing out to start this very tractor, and this is going to come out on the channel here shortly. This is a 1958 Simplicity Landlord. It's missing everything. She bought this again, mid-70s. I think she paid $300 for this and like 8 attachments. And as the attachments rotted away, she would just throw them away, not realizing how valuable they are now. Well, that is a 9-horse Briggs & Stratton engine. They had a name for those, like the clock tower or the bell tower or something like that, because it is long. It's a very tall motor. Huge stroke on it, I assume. Very neat tractor. I learned how to drive on this thing. I learned how to do wheelies on it because she's a 3-speed. You put her in third and drop that clutch pedal and she'll wheel right over. I've been run over by this. My leg dropped off the side here. There used to be tire chains here. Grabbed my leg, sucked me right off the seat, ran over me. I was young, 11, 12, and I remember having to get up and limp run back to catch this damn thing before it hit the house. You know, all out here. Yeah, sassy old tractor. It does turn over and stuff. I've got a new carb on it, new points condenser, stuff like that. That generator on the side of it, let me see it. That's from a Torino of sorts. Some old Oldsmobile. I don't know. She has a story to it. Fantastic tractor. It pulls like the Dickens. I still have the original tire chains as well. I want to find a dual tire kit on it. But this thing is built rugged. Like, its whole drivetrain is the frame on it. There's no plastic. There's no nothing. This is just pure 100% hurt yourself American tractor. And then that sassy thing. You guys may have seen those. I don't know. Probably not as cool, but that thing puts some friggin' work in. Boy, that'll chop down trees. And your leg. Alright, we're going to let that sucker charge. Then I'm going to do some cleanup, I think. Something. I don't know. Maybe I'll check the rear end oil. Might as well. I got time. Alright. Must have got a little oil on the belt because she's a little weird. So, battery's charged. Keep going. It sounds and runs a little better, but doesn't have a lot of power. Felt a little quicker this morning. Maybe opening up that gap wasn't great. Going up down the road a little, maybe that'll bring her around. Who knows? Whee. Definitely starting a lot easier too on the electric. It's a little better. I may close that gap up a little, maybe put her at 28. Doesn't feel bad. I only really drove it that once, so maybe I'm expecting something different. But she's definitely a lot healthier sounding. At like low speeds like this, it would just kind of just shut off. You just hear the engine like turning, trying to start the electric starter there. You know what's nice about golf carts? Being able to just cruise and just look at the green. Look at everything around you. You don't get to do that in a vehicle. You know, unless you're driving somewhere slow, but you're on the road, it's fucking, people drive like assholes. You gotta white knuckle it. You don't have time to just kind of sit and relax. Yeah, I think I should close that gap up. I just gave her gas and fell on her face a little bit. So we're going to drive her around for a bit, and then I'll let you know how she acts. Just kind of putt around, taking the sights. I know it's a small area, but you know, go to all the little deer trails. It's not on fire yet either. There's no cloud of smoke behind me. Alright, I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Alright. Well, got the old golf cart all souped up. She's running pretty good. I might close that gap still, as I was saying earlier, but that's about all I care to do to it today. I'm kind of tired. I've been at it for about 6 hours farting around with this thing. Randomly it would just kind of stop. You know, you hit the thing and it go thunk. It sounded like, you know, bad connection. Well, the bad connection was in the back of the solenoid, right? And yeah. So I'm going to take that apart later and off camera. You guys don't want to see that shit. Clean it up, stuff like that. Yeah, I think. And then I couldn't find where the hole was to check the differential fluid. They say you just pop it out, and if shit runs out, you're good. If it doesn't, add some until it does. Didn't find a screw on the side. There's a couple screws, but I don't want to go farting around with screws. I'm going to wait for a diagram. Like I said, I am going to close that gap just a tiny bit. She feels a little weird. And then I got to look up, see if there's an adjustment for these clutches. It's also something new, and I think it's because I pressure washed under here. So I'm thinking either got a lot of soupy wet stuff on the belt and she's slipping, or maybe I spilt a little bit of oil or what on that belt. But like it'll rev, and then all of a sudden it grabs, and you hear eek, and that's not opportune, or not opportune, idiot. It's not good. It's just something wrong. Okay, that's what I'm getting at. So I don't know. Maybe they're not adjustable. Maybe those springs are weak. Maybe this belt is thin. I'll tell you, the guy I got it from, bless his fucking heart, he's a big boy. He's like 6'6", 6'7". I know for a time he was like 500 pounds. He's a big boy. Awesome guy. He's done great. He looks good now. He lost a ton of weight, but he's still, 400 pounder. Again, fantastic guy. But hey, get some of these. If you're smoking, stop. Grab these. Wean yourself off of this. Okay? Good. Then when you quit those, you can spend money on that. And Dunkin's. Gotta have some Dunkin's, man. Alright, so, yeah, that's pretty well where I'm at for now for this thing. Got some fucking dump bees. So, yeah, waiting on parts for this. I lost a little bit of momentum with it. Again, it was that kind of, watching the YouTubers do a bunch of crazy stuff. And like, yeah, this took me 3 days and we built this entire hot rod. And I'm like, well, I could do that in a week or two. And then 6 months later, you're still farting around with it, wondering what the hell you did wrong. And you didn't do anything wrong. You just have realistic abilities. Okay, that YouTuber that you see doing it by himself, he's probably not doing it all by himself. Or he's buying a ton of new parts, or he has all of this scripted out, or months of footage, or hours and hours and hours of footage, maybe taken over the last 4 months. And then, look, I did this all in a week. I know there's a lot of honest ones. I'm not calling every YouTuber out. You probably know the ones that I am, but the ones that are honest and true, people like Pole Barn Garage, all his kind of group, Junkyard Dig, stuff like that. Even Puddin's Fab Shop to an extent. I think he's kind of gotten away from that every man build and doing some really crazy stuff that's just out of my league. So I watch, but then I don't. It's just kind of background noise. But people like Pole Barn, Vice Grips, not Vice Grip anymore. The other one, Junkyard Digs, Sleeper Dude, Thunderhead, stuff like that. They still got some realism to them for normal blue collar people like you and I. Check that stuff out. Be realistic with your goals. You're not going to build this truck in a week. You're not going to build it in a month. Unless you got 10 grand worth of parts laying around. And every single conversion piece that you need to put some random ass motor into it. You're going to be hacking and cutting and making mistakes. I'll tell you. You know, it's not the memories you make along the way, it's the mistakes. Those are the ones you're going to remember. I don't remember a lot of the successes on this truck, but I remember all the mistakes. And I remember having to backtrack hours of work. Like, I should have done this the right way. The right way would have been for me to move this engine ahead 2 inches, 3 inches. But because at the time I perceived that to be more work, I went ahead and beat the hell out of the steering column, put a dent in it, snapped 2 studs off in the exhaust manifold, cut part of my exhaust manifold off and re-welded a piece of metal in there just for it to kind of not really fit anyways. So now I'm buying headers to try to get that to work. If I was smart, I'd unbolt this damn thing. Right there. Move that bolt up here. That's all it needs to do. And I may still. I don't like that hole that's there. I kind of like to weld that up. I don't know. I don't have high hopes for this. But yeah, if I was smart, I would just move this whole thing up. But then I run into, well, now I got to get different pulleys. Again, this is a budget type of deal. You know, I'm not trying to spend a lot of money. I got a family. I got other stuff that I do. Yeah, shiny distributor. So yeah, honestly, where I messed up in the first place was getting this. I saw it was, hey, this is free. What a nightmare it was to take it out of that van, and what a nightmare it was to get it into here by yourself. Now I'm trying to get stuff to work with it. It's a nightmare. I should have saved up $500-600. Got a running 350 Chevy. Could have had a beautiful mountain there, and that already these are kind of for this, but they're not. They're somewhat universal. I say, yeah, it'll fit some of these trucks and some of these motors. I made it work, but I don't like it. They're just pedestal mounts. I would much prefer a cross member going underneath it. So basically, be realistic. I put so much more work into this, and I'm still not happy with it. And there's still more work to do that I'm going to have to do. I thought it would be cool to have a big block in this thing. You know what would have been cooler? Is me driving it already, because I was smart. And I put a 350 in it with a 4L60 or TH350 or something like that. You know? I could have had that for under $1,000. I'm several thousand. I paid $4,500 for this truck. I overpaid for it. It was all together. I think I've shown pictures of it. And it came with a ton of new parts. But it had a completely sacked out 292 that the old man said, yeah, that should run. Either way, I overpaid for this truck. That's not the original cab. The original cab's over there. It was rotted. This cab came with it, thankfully. But it itself, again, is starting to rot. So there's even more work. I think this is the original color, and I really like it. I'd like to go back to it. I was thinking white. White's easy. But look at all this shit. This is hours. Hours of work. You know? Be realistic. You're not going to get this done in a month or 2 months. If you got some buddies, I have no friends. Yeah, I have friends. I don't have car friends. I don't give a shit about this stuff. I'm the only idiot in my friends group that's into cars. I got one that's into motorcycles. That doesn't help me. So, you know, be realistic. I'm ranting a little bit, but that's fine. Oh yeah, back to this. I'm going to have to, if I move this engine ahead, right there, those holes, that cross member, well actually my radiator sits there and stuff like that. But anyway, you put a big thick monster radiator in here. What I'm getting at is, do it right, think it out. I did not think it out. I slammed this thing in here. I measured quickly. I was like, yeah, right there looks good. And then I realized, oh, I put that pretty far back. Then I started digging for reasons why, hey, this will be cool. I'll have kind of the engine set back, race car things. A little further, it's behind the front axle. That's fine and dandy. I'm not building a race car. I want this daily drive. I just made my job harder. Because that steering box and everything else doesn't fit. Now I got to do a bunch of monkey fuckery to try to get that to work. It sucks. Especially when you got a regular 9 to 5, 5 days a week. You got 2 days to work on it. Again, by yourself. So you're coming up. My shop is 40 minutes away from my house. because I don't have room. So I live in the city. You know, in a house in the city, it's a small town, city type thing. I don't have room to work in anything over there. So I don't. So now I got 2 broken studs in that exhaust manifold. I got an original steering column that I beat the hell out of. And now I'm going to spend $150, $200 on a set of cheap Chinese headers, beam that number 8 cylinder in a little bit, just so the damn thing will fit. Then I still got to fab up exhaust. Now I can't use the exhaust runners that came off the original manifolds. You got to plan this stuff out. I'm learning a lot. This is my first really extensive truck build. Insane amount of work compared to what I've actually done in the past. I mean, I rebuilt this truck, but I mean, it's easy. These trucks are great. Fantastic vehicles. If you can get one, get them. They're going up in price. They really are. Especially like non-rotted out ones. This is a Southern truck, so she's still relatively nice. I can't go down to the junkyard and get parts for this. Up here in Maine, we don't have any old school junkyards anymore. And if you do, they're privately owned, and the owner's a dickhead. And says, it's full of, one day I'm going to fix that. And they never do. They're going to die with it. Their kids are going to sell it off for scrap, and it's going to be lost to the ages of time. It'll be gone. No one will enjoy it. This is the rat out of the camper I'm going to try to use. It's a big boy. That's the other thing. I got to remove that. So, yeah, other little dinky things that you got to play with. I got an oil cooler assembly. So this engine came out of a camper. I don't need that. So, hoping I can take it off. I take it off. What's missing? That's the original. Oil filter usually bolts right up to here. Boom. Screw it on. What's missing in there now? You know? Am I missing a screw? They have to remove something? Or am I going to have to keep this? I could do a bypass here. Or do I want to grab a little radiator and have an oil cooler? Don't really need it. I'm pretty sure this extended, this big Chungus water pump body and all that, I don't know. That's big engine stuff. But I got to deal with it. This dual belt thing. I'm only running an alternator on this. I don't need dual things. But you know how Ford it is. And you know that this probably only fits the 20 engines before it and the 20 engines after it. Because Ford stuff. Not a big Ford guy. Reasons like that. Big block stuff 20 years before that was made generally will fit that big block. You know, it's nice. That's why I like GM. They're just kind of easy and cheaper by the long run. And up here in where I live, GMs are everywhere. You do see Fords, but those are usually the goofy guys that you don't really talk to at the gas station. You know, and then don't get me started on Dodge guys around here. Holy crap. So yeah, I guess it was a lot of rambling, but hey, look how much work I still have. I mean, I got all the parts to put this cab back together, but I'm not going to finish this anytime soon. It's not going to be nice. This is going to be a rat rod now. It has been relegated to rat rod status. I don't have 4 years to build this stupid thing. You know, trying to fart around with this steering column. I broke this plastic off. That upset me. That sucks. This was an okay steering. I mean, it had cracks, but it was okay. It was just okay. Now it's broken. Now it looks like crap. And I'm sad about it. Take your time. Plan things out. None of this you can rush. None of it. I still need a gas tank. I still got the old gas tank over there. I got to clean out with vinegar, and maybe that'll work. Now, and especially with this, and swapping the carb, I can get that stupid plate because, again, trying to save a buck, I'm not swapping. This is the fuel injection intake. These are fuel injection heads. You got to take the heads off, put the carb heads on, and get a carb intake for it. I can't just swap the intake out because the heads are weird. Ford stuff, you know. I hate Ford. But now I got to get, thankfully, they put a decent sized mount on there. Well, now I got to get the converter. There's one company that makes it. Like, whatever. I love that I'm able to buy that from a small mom and pop shop. I think it's literally 2 people, husband and wife team, doing this stuff. There she goes on the golf cart. First time driving it. Alright, I got this covered up now. She came out. She doesn't like being on camera, but haha, gotcha. Anyway, just be realistic, guys. That's all. That's all I can tell you. It's like this Goliath. This is even worse. I love this car to pieces. The wife loves it more than I do. She loves it more than she loves me. This car's cool, but you gotta expect you're not gonna find parts for this anywhere. You're gonna find a lot of parts that'll fit, kinda. A lot of Volkswagen stuff, but you know, and then you're gonna get parts that really fry your ass, like this 283 that was supposed to be good, and I took it apart, and there's holes in 4 cylinders, 4 pistons. It's rebuildable, but now I got all these parts. It's been months since I took it apart. I gotta figure out how to put it back together with a rebuild kit. So there's another $500. That's fine. That'll be a sassy 283 for something. That was originally destined for this truck, and I had a transmission lined up for it and everything. Prior to that, I had a Pontiac 400 that I was supposed to buy. I was going to trade with that 223 that I had originally in this truck when the wife wanted it. Well, guy asked for some measurements. I gave him some measurements. He said, "Oh, it's too tall. It won't work in my Model T. Model A, whatever he had. He had a little Roadster." Like, all right, well, I think it would work, but that's fine. Thank you. So, nothing ever goes to plan. So you either need to have patience for it or money for it. One of the two. And, you know, I make decent at work, but you got a family, you got rent, you got bills and everything else. Nothing's cheap today. You got car payments and insurance and everything else. Just set your expectations to a reasonable amount. Anyone looking to get into this, don't be scared of it. Do it. It's the best thing you could do. If you're into cars, build your own. The satisfaction level goes through the roof, but don't expect it to be the smooth thing. You know, unless you get something cool like a rust-free Mustang and you want to swap the motor to a 302 because it had a straight 6 in it or something like that. If that bitch is rust-free, you'll probably be all right. You can build a Mustang from you can order one of everything from CJ Pony Parts and build a brand new Mustang, 2025. But it takes money. I don't know where I was going with any of this. But you get it. You know, just curb your expectations slightly, but definitely do it. This is fun. The wife comes up and helps me. You got a girlfriend or a wife that's kind of interested in this stuff. This is this thing to do, you know? I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I don't hang out with friends. Play a little video games with friends. That's about it. On the weekends, I'm up here wrenching on crusty old vehicles that I might get going someday. And you run into stuff like that. You're like, oh shit, what do I do? I'll tell you what, Google is not going to help you. Type something into Google, it's really just going to try to sell you something for the first 12 pages. Little tip though, if you are like you got a question about something, like, hey, what's the best intake for that 460? Well, you're going to type that best, intake for 460 or 350 or 302, whatever it happens to be. Or even if you're a Dodge guy, 318. Ugh. You're going to type that into Google, and Google's going to try to sell you something. But if you type in, what is the best, or, 4-barrel intake options for Ford 302 Windsor. After you type in Windsor, or whatever that engine, or whatever your question it is, type in forum. And boom, you're going to get all the forum posts, all the gold from like 2006, 2007, early days of internet. You're going to get people on there that were professionals, that knew what they were talking about before the internet turned to crap. You're going to see all that information. It's all going to be at your fingertips. So don't get discouraged if you're trying to search for something. It's out there. You just have to put the right term in. So you type in whatever your question it is, forum. And you'll get all that stuff, and Google won't try to sell you something. They'll still try, because they're scumbags. But you're going to have a lot better luck on the old forums. Don't use Facebook. Oh my God. The amount of bullshit and misinformation and missing context and stuff when you ask vehicle questions on Facebook is staggering. Those fucking monkeys don't know. They don't know anything. You'll get a random dude every now and then that knows his stuff, but by and large, you're going to get the old runaround. You're going to get 12 replies, and 10 of them are going to be different answers. And you just got to sit there and kind of pick the one that makes the most sense. So don't even bother with Facebook groups. I used to join, every time I got a new vehicle, I'd join the group. I'm a couple 54, that era Ford truck groups. It's just a bunch of 80-year-old dudes arguing about their low car shifter knobs and their Holley EFI, their $3,000 injection system, and just a bunch of crap that's just not applicable to an everyday man. These are retirees that have dispensable income. They're living in Florida or something crazy. They're oil tycoons or own the business and stuff like that. And they're complaining that their shifter feels loose. Or, hey, what wheels should I buy? These $7,000 Craggers or these American Racing? Or no, you don't need that. It's just a lot of extra nonsense and stuff that's just going to cloud up the imagination, your own imagination. That's the other thing I can point out is don't look up what other people are doing to their vehicles. You can, but it's going to set a false pretense or false precedent on what you're trying to do on this vehicle. I think that's part of why I'm ashamed of some of the stuff that I've done. It's because I've seen what people with full-blown shops and lifts and everything else can do. And I'm looking at it going, well, there's no way I can do that. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And that's why it's good to go watch Paul Barnes stuff. I learned a lot from that guy because he cares, but just enough. Not so much. That ceiling is set low. It's set reasonably. I'm not going to shit on the guy. It's not set low because he doesn't care. It's set low because that's the expectation of the vehicle. I don't know. This may not have made sense. I'm sorry. I like to kind of have a little philosophy of use with vehicles. I don't know if any of you guys used to watch Nothing Fancy back in the early days. He always coined that term, or he used it a lot. Philosophy of use. Why do you like this thing? Why are you doing it? How are you going to do it? What parts? Kind of, what does it all mean when it comes together? At the end of the day, you're just having fun. You're making a cool rat rod, and you're going to go burn some fucking tires off. Like, I got nice wheels. Y'all ain't seen them yet, but I fully intend when this thing's running, pump these up, and burn them off right in the street over there. Maybe not there. Somewhere. They're going to die a warrior's death. That's another thing, too. All right, here's another thing to think of. Man, this video's already dumb enough. Ford likes to pair their rear ends with their engines. So this truck shipped with a 223 from the factory. All right. Well, guess what that rear end is still? That's still the rear end for the 223. Now, the 292Y block, that didn't make enough power to hurt it anyways. Those things were probably 130, 140 horse on a good day. But now we're talking 250, 260 horse and 400 foot-pounds of torque. Oh boy. So I either need to be very ginger on it, or I need to change out the gears, or find another rear end. I've tracked some Ford 9-inch stuff down. I'm still considering putting that dually axle in from the camper. I think that'd be cool. Again, rat rod. That's the direction. That's the philosophy of use that I'm taking this vehicle with, is it's going to be a junky looking rat rod, but I want it nice enough that it's a daily driver. If I had the money, I would absolutely fuel inject this motor again. I didn't want all that weird, goofy tunnel ram bullshit that was on it, and I didn't want to have to dick around with computers and all that. I would absolutely put Holley EFI on this, just for drivability. Because I will drive this. You guys will see this in the winter, in the snow and everything else. So I'd put the bed on, have some snow tires on there, wait in the back. That's what people did to this truck. That's the dude that bought this and started hauling race cars and stuff with it. You think he just put it up for the winter? No, he drove it. I got to fluid film the crap out of this thing. The frame's already been sealed when I had this just as a bare frame. I went through with a needle scaler and sandpaper and wire brush and everything else. It's good. It needs to be fluid filmed. Don't be scared to drive these darn things either. And when you're building it, don't build it for like, unless it's your intended purpose. Don't build it just to say, oh yeah, I'll take it out once in a while. That part won't fail if I only drive it. Fix it now. Make it good type of deal. Make it so you can run the damn thing and it's reliable. I want to build this and will build it to the extent that I can go on long trips and go pick up something cool or some old parts or something like that. That's what I did to this truck when I was rebuilding it. I got it good enough on the road so that it could go pick up its own parts. I thought that was cool. It helped fix itself. And I don't know, maybe it's just me. You know? But do what you love. All I can say. Not a cloud in sight today. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.